welcome to 500 Open Tabs. I'm Kaveh Taherian.
And I'm Hannah Hillam. Hey, Kaveh, what's up?
Hey, Hannah, welcome to our show. You know what this week is?
No. Yes, I do.
Do you?
It's
what
Thanksgiving.
Is it? Thanksgiving. That's right. It is the week of Thanksgiving. I'm really excited. I love Thanksgiving. I've talked about this on the show before. Have you?
Yeah.
I talked about how much you like or dislike Thanksgiving?
I don't think I've ever gotten into it because you've been too obsessed with telling everyone how much you love Thanksgiving.
I just like eating a lot of food.
I do too.
And I like that it's like a half holiday, like a half break, but not quite a break. There's something kind of fun about that.
It's like a prep break. It's like we're prepping for the big break later. I don't know.
It's like it's a prep d'oeuvre of breaks.
Nice portmanteau. Here's the thing about Thanksgiving for me is it like I hate and love it equally. I hate that like how I feel after I eat all that food. I just want to lay on the ground and like die. And also
that's by design.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like I don't like turkey. I don't obviously don't.
No one likes turkey. Anyone who says they like turkey. Listen, to be clear, sliced turkey in a sandwich, that's good. But like the actual like cooked turkey where everyone like no one. Every Thanksgiving I've ever been into in my whole life, everyone sort of eats turkey as like because they're obligated to. But it's all about the side dishes. That's what Thanksgiving's really about.
Dude, mashed potatoes with cranberry sauce on it.
Mm-hmm. Gravy, stuffing.
Fine.
We love. Good. My sister and I love just the trashiest possible stuffing. We love.
Oh, same. You gotta get it out of the box.
Stovetop.
I don't want homemade stuffing. I don't want any cranberry, whatever it is. What is it? Cranberry sauce? I don't want any of it unless it's shaped like the can it came out of.
The can itself, yeah. I just want the most dog shit, disgusting stuffing that will
slice that cranberry, that cranberry juice. I don't want it to be a juice. I want it to be like slices. Absolutely. I am not about
synthetic,
the whole like perfect
the original like, microplastic dish.
This is America. If we're celebrating Thanksgiving, I'm going to eat microplastics. Okay.
Exactly. Anyway, because it is the week of Thanksgiving and we figured you guys are all on the road, you're all doing stuff. Mm-hmm. You're probably not going to be listening to a full, info dump Thanksgiving episode of some sort. So this week, what did we decide to do, Hannah?
We decided to do another listener mail roundup. With the specifically very long ones that are really cool, but we just can't really fit onto a normal episode. Mm-hmm. So we have some for you today, and I hope wherever you're driving or whoever's house you're eating turkey at, you can enjoy us just being idiots for an hour.
Yeah. But these ones are always fun. They're always insane. It's kind of also, speaking of what did you call it? The prep for like the big break. This is like the prep for the big mental break of Kumatab that's going to come up inevitably.
Oh, you mean in 3 episodes? Can you believe that?
That's
insane.
It's going to be very exciting. So this is our mini Kumatab. No, it's not even a Kumatab, but the mini improv, riffing on total nonsense bullshit for an hour and a half. So I'm excited. I haven't read any of these. I know this is one of the ones that you also, aside from Kumatab, that you prep, and I don't know going into it. So I might have glanced at them over the months as I, get ready for a listener email and a proper episode. But I don't know which ones we're going to be reading today.
Okay,
so
good.
This is going to be exciting.
I tried to give you some fitting ones.
Okay, ones about animals not being or being in places that they shouldn't be, etc., so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm. And mentions of musical explaining. Oh no, I cut that one out. Sorry, mentions of musicals. I cut that one out because I was like. Too long.
Wicked. Did you go see Wicked yet? I know you were going to go see the
Why would I ever see Wicked?
Didn't your kids love Wicked?
Yeah. Why would I ever tell them it's out?
Oh, guess what? Hannah's kids listening, there's a new Wicked movie out. You guys got to go see it with Hannah, with Mom, over and over again on Thanksgiving.
Don't worry. At Christmas, they're just going to watch it over and over like they did last year. And
that's exciting for you. I'm excited for you.
Did you go see Wicked?
No, I haven't seen the first one either.
I figured because you're just not dead right now. So I'm glad you're alive and well-ish, as well as you can be for not seeing Wicked.
Listen, here's how much I'll give, though, to the musical community. If it comes on to someone's headrest on a flight, when it's on mute, I will watch it. Because I do know that visually it looks really lush and beautiful. And my wife obviously has talked about it at length, as does Alyssa. They both love it. It does look visually really stunning. I will say. I don't know if I can sit through the actual movie, but I will gladly watch it on mute because I've talked about this before. We're like one of my favorite things to do when I'm not having a panic attack on a plane, which is often, is to watch other people's movies without sound, because that's how you really get to see if a story works visually or not.
It's what's true. I've some movies I've never seen with sound.
Anyway, that's with that fascinating little tidbit. Maybe we should get into
a little bit of lore. that you've probably said before, but everyone, meaning me, has forgotten.
Including me. So should we go into it? Is the first one from me?
It's for
me
from
to read?
you. Yeah.
Okay, it's from me from the past.
This is you. Yeah, let's do it.
Our first email is from DJ from Australia, apparently, who wrote in December of 2024, a year ago. Sorry, DJ. Just getting around to it now. Hi, Hannah and Kaveh. Big fan of the pod since episode 1. So a bit of backstory before I get into the dozens of tabs I've opened lately. At the start of 2024, I was in a cycling accident. Oh, no. One of those miracle I'm alive sort of accidents. Oh, geez.
Damn.
Escaped with a small cut on my leg and a bit of ligament damage. OMG, please wear a helmet, everyone. Speaking of lore that I've talked about, please do wear a helmet, everybody, because if it wasn't for...
You want to end up like this guy?
Yeah, you want to end up like me? I was not wearing a helmet and I should be dead back in high school.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's still one of those things where like, I don't know why I'm alive right now. Not just because I don't want to be, but also because I should have been dead from that skateboarding accident. So yes, anyway, I'm totally derailing.
That's the show.
Derailing the email. Back to the email. Please wear a helmet everywhere. And yes, I endorse this PSA. While I was pretty much fine, it left me with a major existential crisis. Almost everything about my former life seemed pointless. I was asking all the big questions like, why am I still here? What is the meaning of life? Do I even take fall damage? All the usual cliches. It's pretty common and even scarier if you aren't religious or spiritual in any way. After nearly a year, I came across this meme. So it's like the guy on the couch who's like slouching, who looks like a schlub. And then the second part of it is the guy doing the thumbs up. That's like the younger guy who looks like he's in a boy band from 1999. And it says, at first I was like, life is meaningless. But now I'm like, thumbs up, life is meaningless. It's a good one.
It is.
I started wondering why this meme dude was happy about life being meaningless. And I thought to myself, if I'm having an existential crisis, why not look into the philosophy of existentialism itself? It's a good start. And thus began my deep dive into existentialism, absurdism, optimistic nihilism, Sartre, Camus, and Nietzsche. These people spent way more time thinking about how meaningless everything is than I ever did, so I figured it couldn't hurt to look into it. A super brief description of these philosophies would be existentialism, a philosophy that emphasized individual freedom, responsibility, and the creation of personal meaning in an otherwise meaningless world. Absurdism, the belief that life is inherently meaningless and absurd, and while we search for meaning, we must embrace the absurdity and continue living authentically. Optimistic nihilism, which is a perspective that acknowledges life's lack of inherent meaning, yet encourages embracing this freedom to create personal meaning and find joy in the experience of living.
That's interesting because, like, I'd say all three of those are pretty much sum up my worldview.
I think it sums up our worldview and it sums up all of the work that we put out. So
yeah, 100%. Absurdism, nothing matters, and that's why we get to talk about Richard Nixon.
All the time. That's how you get between point A to point B, point A being birth and point B being death. Is like, Nixon. How much can you laugh about Nixon on the way? Your deathbed, you're going to be like, I wish I would have laughed more about Nixon. That's going to be the one regret you have.
My last words are going to be like, I'll see you at the Dickie Nixie Soviet pool party. And my kids will be like, no, don't worry. She's insane. She's been insane for years. We don't know what she's talking about.
Listen, my headstone, I'm just going to have like a latrine there. So it could be like, or like the double toilet that Nixon had on the toilet in the sky. So that could be like the Richard Nixon tribute toilet will be at my grave.
I'll come piss on your grave.
Please do. Yeah,
I will. I genuinely would.
Good. You're honored. A real friend. Everybody else will be like, that's uncouth. I can't believe he made us do that.
I'm pissing on your grave because you want me to.
Yes.
I'm going to commit to the bit. If there's a latrine at your grave, I'm pissing in it. You can write that down, everybody.
Plant some pumpkins while you're there too.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, continuing with the email. I also started behaving differently since the accident. Since everything is so pointless, I'll just do whatever the fuck I want. Aside from eating more snacks, it turns out whatever the fuck I want was pretty tame because I act within my own good morals, values, and ethics. And using these philosophical frameworks, it helped me realize I'm an okay sort of person and that I can crawl out of the existential dread by figuring out my own meaning, which was one of the most comforting things I found this year. I'm in my Sisyphus era. Just kidding. I'm sorry, not just kidding. If you know, you know. It was it had the squiggly. It had the red squiggle underneath it, so that it says that it's misspelled. So I was confused. I thought that was
typo thing.
I thought it was a JK. Yeah, if you know, you know. Sisyphus, of course, we've mentioned many times before.
It's the worst era, but also fun and predictable. It's predictable. The Sisyphus era is predictable. That's nice. Anyway,
I'm totally going to get more therapy. Taking care of one's mental health is super important. And I haven't closed all the tabs yet. If anything, I opened more looking into the philosophy behind that motivates my actions. Also, big shout out to the Philosophize This podcast. It's great for noobs like me who want bite-sized chunks that make sense. And they've included the link. Anyways, love you guys in the pod. Hope to hear hundreds more episodes. Keep it Josie and wear a helmet. Cheers from Australia, DJ.
Thanks,
DJ. Thank you. I too have been through a similar experience of having had a really terrible near-death experience accident skateboarding that I don't think I properly went into the story on this podcast, but we did talk about it on the I'm Me and It's This Game's Fault panel that is on YouTube.
It's a good story.
We did in San Diego. Yeah, I won't tell the whole story again, but
terrifying, but also there's some really funny parts of that story.
That's because that's the existentialist sort of absurdist thing that I do. Yeah,
it's insane. You have to connect all the. Anyway.
So I sympathize. I've been there. I understand. I supersize with you, as they said in Idiocracy. I supersize with your situation. I understand. It's a weird place to come out of. I'm not sure if you hit your head and to the extent that I did. But it's kind of the only way to make it through existence because it is absurd.
Yeah.
And we are, by being able to create our own meaning, I feel like that's the best use of our own powers of creativity and being able to put meaning on stuff and create patterns. I think we take it to another degree of saying like, let's do a podcast where we do this, or in my case, I'll write books where I do this, or draw comics where I do this, or every bit of illustration or anything. So it tends to permeate into everything I do. I've told you this before, which is when I was writing all my Avocado Chronicle strips, the majority of those started at something that I was getting irritated by and mad at. And then I would go on a walk and then convince myself a way to make fun of myself for what I was upset about.
I did not know that.
It has this total existential kind of absurdist thing. Because it's just like, why am I upset about this? You're an idiot. And that's basically what the voice of Guac was in my head as I was writing those. So I
alone during the pandemic.
Great time, everybody. We loved it. I'm sorry, but did you have something that you wanted to say about it as well?
No, I just think that for me, it's like, we got really serious right away. That's fine. It's not serious. Nothing's serious. For me, it's like organizing the absurdity. Like if I can just kind of grasp things and maybe put them together, then that it's like keeps me going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I live my life. Cool. I'll do mine. That's all I have about that.
Okay. Anyway, thank you again, DJ.
Okay. This one is from Catherine from Philadelphia. Hello. Every year, my husband, my cat, and I go to a I thought there was going to be
people don't realize it's a weird job to read on camera, like just without having not prepped something before.
Maybe and to read somebody else's like cadence.
Yeah, it's strange.
Like, I don't know. I thought there was going to be more people that she was including in this like list.
My cat, my rat, my bat, my hat,
my shat.
Bill Shat was with me in the back seat.
Bill Shat just doom scrolling. Okay.
Riding shotgun.
So that's all Bill Shat did when I saw him. Okay. Every year, my husband, my cat, my pussy, and my crack, and I go to a... Oh, no.
Oh, I wasn't ready for that one.
And I go to a rural... There it is again. I said it. Okay, stop. Okay.
No, you're getting through it. Just
go
keep going.
Keep it all in, Alyssa.
The Roger area.
We go to a Roger. The Roger area of Pennsylvania. Give me a sec. Keep it all in.
It's a Thanksgiving episode. It doesn't matter. It's fine.
Yeah, you guys don't even know where you are right now. You're like sitting on some grandma's couch. It's hot. You're smelling like turkey, and you're like, oh, it's football. I don't care. Okay, ready? Every year, my husband, my cat, and I go to a rural area of Pennsylvania or upstate New York for a winter cabin vacation, where we stay inside, take long naps, and hang out in front of the crackling fire. Basically, we live like cats for a week. I bet you don't piss on the bed and the floor, but, you know.
Or meow like a crazy person because you get your wet food for like 2 hours.
Commit to the bit. Don't eat with your hands.
Yeah.
Anyway, this year we went to an area near Cherry Springs State Park, the area with the darkest skies on the East Coast.
Oh, nice.
The skies. Oh, I want to go there. The skies were amazingly full of stars, but that's not my tab. On the way to our cabin, we passed through Austin, Pennsylvania. Just outside of Austin, we saw the remains of a huge broken dam.
Oh.
So we looked it up and found this documentary narrated by Willie Nelson. And there's the link.
All right.
This dam was built in 1909 to support a paper mill. The dam was built 50 feet high. It was supposed to be built 30 feet thick, but it was only built 20 feet thick in order to save on costs. Also, in order to save costs, the builders decided to omit a planned slab underneath the dam that was supposed to prevent water from leaking under the dam. As you can guess, this did not end well.
Yep.
In September 1911, there were heavy rains and the dam failed. A wall of water hit the town of Austin, killing 78 people. It's always cutting costs.
Idiots.
Ugh,
Idiots.
It's like we have the brains and technology to do this correctly, and yet we don't.
Think about shareholder value when it comes to building this dam.
That's my stock market voice from now on. Yeah.
But what about shareholder value?
Shareholder value. Oh. Sounded like an ant.
But what about the markets and NVIDIA?
What about Enron?
Yeah.
Remember Enron?
AI is revolutionizing everything.
That voice is like getting me like activated or something. I don't know what's going on. I haven't talked to you in a week, so I'm like bursting at the seams with absurd insanity.
Yeah. I'm going to scream
ready?
at something. Sorry, continue.
The owner of a brothel who lived above the dam saw that the failure was imminent. Look, it's Thanksgiving. I'm waterlogged.
Drunk on
with
turkey.
Apples. I don't know. What do we eat? That I'm waterlogged with
apples. How poor
apple
did you go
juice.
up, Hannah? I'm
cider.
so sorry. Yeah.
That's what it is. I knew it had apples in it. All right, let's do this.
Veiled failure.
The owner of a brothel who lived above the dam saw that the failure was imminent and sounded the alarm, which apparently
ladies.
she sends all of her ladies out which apparently saved quite a few lives. It reminded me, of course, of the Johnstown flood that you talked about.
Yeah.
Also, related to the Johnstown flood, do you know that Pennsylvania still pays a Johnstown flood tax to this day?
Whoa.
It was supposed to pay for the repairs to the town, and I suppose it still goes to repairing or fixing something. The lesson here is, don't live under a dam in Pennsylvania. Keep it Josie, Catherine.
Goodness. I think the other lesson is, don't cheap out when you're building some shit that has to do with people's safety, you idiots.
Just do it right the first time.
Spend the money. It's okay. Oh, no, I spent more money on a plane that won't kill everyone when it gets into the sky.
I'm going to go back in time. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go back in time, and I'm going to somehow overthrow the East India Trading Company because that's where capitalism truly started, and we're going to redo this whole thing. Okay?
Yeah, let's start a reset. Hard reset led by Hannah Hillam.
We're going to go overthrow the Dutch monarchy. Let's do it.
Let's do it, okay?
I'm yelling. There's no one here.
There's no Dutch people in your house. It's okay. You're not going to
Oh, thank goodness. I thought there was. They ride a bike straight into my room. Okay, your turn.
Okay, this next one is from, it appears you didn't put, it's from Philip. Dear Hannah, dear Kaveh, this little message is reaching you all the way across the pond from Germany.
Nice.
If you wonder how a random German found your pod, it's quite boring. I am a theater teacher and followed Kaveh here from Musical Splaining.
Nice.
Love to hear more from you, although I do have to say, sometimes I miss miserable Kaveh.
You have
never
miserable.
left.
He's here, you guys. All these fun, positive things are coming out of the mouth of a miserable man.
It's existentialism,
that
guys.
Was mean.
Creating my own meeting. Anyway, I came across this story while researching for my side hustle. I'm a tour guide for American tourists on cruise ships. That's fun. Yeah. Sadly, this story was not really a good fit for my usual crowd. Usually, they are 80-year-old cruise ship guests from flyover states. I think I scandalize them enough when I tell them that we call one of our local fountains Porn Fountain in reference to the nude statues. But something tells me you two may be the right audience. I'm sure most of you guys know that during the Middle Ages, having relics at display at your church was hot shit. Not only because they were a sign of holiness, but also because that meant that you basically had the equivalent of a medieval tourist magnet, which meant tourist money. Many bishops used that income to build larger and larger cathedrals to display their giant collection of relics. You could get basically anything from nails in the teeth of run-of-the-mill saints to relics that had a connection to Mr. JC himself. Whenever you could get the Jesus relics, you basically had what is the medieval equivalent of the 24-karat gold labubu.
Does that exist?
A 24-karat gold labubu? I'm sure it does.
Dude, there's going to be some future cathedral or some future religious house that's just going to have a bunch of relics of labubus. They worship these things. Go on.
I don't think so. I think that by that logic, there would have been a gold cathedral that would have had, a cathedral that would have had like Beanie Babies and then shrines. They're just all going to go out. What do you always call them? Landfill. It's just going to be all landfilled.
It's going to be the archaeological layers are going to be named after the trends. They're like, we reached the Beanie Baby level. And the Funko Pop, which is going to be really deep and thick, and they're going to just throw it all away again. So
the Earth plus Labubu, the Earth plus plastic. Did you ever listen to that George Carlin bit?
No.
This is one of my favorite bits he ever did of like any comedian, but he basically talks about like, you have to just go listen to it. Just look up the Earth plus plastic. But basically he's like, you don't know what the Earth's doing. He's like, humans are arrogant. They think that they're in charge of climate change. The Earth will just kill us. They don't give a shit.
Yeah,
and maybe part of the Earth's plan was to create humans so that humans could create plastic for it. And then once it's got enough plastic that it needs, it kills all the humans. It's so good. It's so good.
I love that.
It's one of the best bits ever.
Speaking of absurdism,
yeah.
It's amazing. The
Big
Earth
time.
is just this long con of being like, I know. They're really good at making stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't have hands or thumbs.
It's all, I didn't have the facilities to be able to make myself plastic. So I'll create humans and they'll make plastic. Now the Earth has enough plastic.
And then I'll kill them in hurricanes.
Yeah, that's basically what he says. It's so good. Anyway, back to the email. The issue, of course, according to doctrine, Jesus ascended to heaven, bones and all, taking all the valuable stuff with him. As we all know that's not true because Jesus is in Shingo. He's in Japan.
He's in Japan.
Yeah, don't forget.
His grave is there.
Episode
Idiots.
3, 4, 5, one of those early ones.
Oh, like 3. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that was, remember, that was the first thing Nico from Riverside
ones.
Ever sent us.
Oh, that's right. He did send that to us. Shout out Nico from Riverside. Hope you're having a great Riverside Thanksgiving.
He's like, stop mentioning me on this podcast.
This is creepy.
We're committed to the bit, just like the latrine at your toilet. Great, Kaveh.
Anyway, taking all the valuable stuff with him, claiming you had any of that would be sacrilege. So basically, most of what you could get was splinters of the cross, nails, fabrics, or chalices. Some joke that in the 16th century, you could fill 3 ox wagons with all the quote-unquote authentic cross splinters. But there was a loophole. If Jesus lost that body part before his demise, like his baby teeth, that was fine. And as you know, our guy, JC, was Jewish. So one particular part of his body, a juicy one, went up for grabs. The king of skins, so to speak.
Oh, why did he call it that?
Why wouldn't you call it that? Of course, everyone and their grandma claimed to have it. It got to the point where parts of Jesus's foreskin were supposedly located in 13 European towns at once. It's like the 13 apostles, but what the 13 foreskin? So, no, I'm saying it's like that, but like there's just scrape all the pieces of foreskin together.
Oh, I can make one whole new Jesus.
What is it? It's like the body, the mind, or what's the 3 parts of God? What is it? You're Jesus.
I don't know. It's a Catholic thing. I don't know.
The Holy Spirit, the body, the flesh, whatever.
The flesh. Like I said, I'm not Catholic. Alyssa? Wait, what is it? Hold on. The body like and the blood of Christ. Yeah.
It's like God is 3 things. It's like there's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. The Trinity.
Father, that's something. Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Yeah.
Catherine of Siena was, according to Wikipedia, an Italian mystic and pious laywoman who engaged in papal and Italian politics through extensive letter writing and advocacy. What made Catherine this influential was that she would, from time to time, experience visions of JC himself, reportedly starting at 5 years old. Over the course of her life, she would refuse to marry, basically going into hunger strike whenever it came up, real medieval girl boss material. She also refused to become a nun, choosing to remain independent from any man. Any man? Not quite. In her life, Catherine would have another of her seizure-like apparitions. She would roll around on the floor in ecstasy and later claim that she had relished in the spiritual embrace of Jesus H. Christ. However,
what does the H stand for? Hannah?
Jesus, Hannah, Christ. Or Hillam Christ. I don't know, either one.
He kept
Jesus,
his maiden
Hillam
name.
Christ. That's it. He's Jesus, Hillem Christ from now on.
Great.
Yeah. However, get your mind all the way out of the gutter, you two. Can't a gal have a spiritual, ecstatic embrace anymore? What simply happened during that embrace was that she partook in a mystic marriage with the spirit of Jesus, Hillem Christ. Nothing dirty about that. Our guy, Jesus Hillem Christ, however, was a bit of a cheapo. Instead of saving 3 months of salary on an engagement ring, Jesus Hillem Christ really only saved 8 days for Kathy. 8 days of foreskin. Yeah, you heard right. Kathy's wedding ring was in the most literal way possible, quite meaty. At least he didn't say juicy.
Could be.
It was quite meaty. Oh my God. Quite meaty. You could say all meaty.
I like how we're calling her Kathy now, too.
Kathy then woke up from her seizure, still with her Christhood on her finger.
With his Christhood.
His Christhood, sorry, on her finger. The thing was, however, that no one except Kathy could see her wedding ring. It was invisible. Of course, that didn't keep them from turning her hand into a relic posthumously. After her death, the church claimed her severed hand to still have the king of skins wrapped around one finger, and even today, you can still visit it in Rome. I love this. We need to go to Rome. We need to go visit.
Catholics have such a long history of just the creepiest versions of everything. You know what I mean? It's like, we're going to take this and go to the very extreme of it and put a foreskin around this dead lady's hand, cut it off.
Foreskin hand. That's great.
And then charge people to come see it.
You got to make a buck, however, in this economy, Hannah, you got to make money however you can.
The Catholic Church is just a small church trying to make a buck. Go on.
Try and turn it around. Yeah. Listen, they'll get there someday, guys. They'll get some money. Kava, Hannah, I love learning new pointless facts in your pod, which I can use to annoy people. So please keep it going. I hope we internationally connected tab to keepers can stay united against those fucking fascists on the rise everywhere. Mm-hmm. We are the historians and the jesters, the disagreeers and the annoyers, and it's time we use those talents. You'd think we'd have learned a thing or two here in Germany, but alas, to quote Porco Rosso, I'd rather be a pig than a fascist. Try to keep it Josie. Philip, what an ending to an email.
What an ending.
Love it. Woo!
Amazing. That was so well put.
Beautifully written.
I like the idea that of the historians and the jesters. I mean, that's a lot. I'd say we're not quite historians, but we are jesters.
We're definitely jesters. All I'm thinking now is, should we start selling invisible dickskin rings from Jesus at conventions? Yeah.
We should sell real dickskin rings, dude. This ring is tighter than dickskin.
I was waiting for that.
This is from Skylar from Wisconsin. Hi, all. This is Skylar again, the one from Stevens Point and all the trivia. Do you remember that one?
Nope. What's Stevens Point?
Stevens Point, Wisconsin, and they had that trivia, and that's all I remember.
Something. I remember something about this. It was like, were the most trivia questions or something happen? Yes. Okay.
Something. It's in there between the quotes about dickskin from Always Sunny in Philadelphia and what did you do the other week? Why you gave me a whole
I don't know what I did.
Report. I don't remember.
You're talking about what my tab was?
I'm worried about us. Okay?
I'm worrying.
Okay, all the trivia. LOL. That was inspired to write something in response to the guy talking about rejection sensitive dysphoria, RSD.
Oh, right. I remember that.
As my day job isn't being bad at trivia. Mine is, just kidding, this isn't a job. Go join the Patreon. I'm an MH therapist and I specialize in OCD and ADHD. Yes, it's the blind leading the blind sort of situation with ADHD anyway. I wanted to note that RSD is sometimes better understood as part of what the hyperactivity part of ADHD looks like in adults. Because most adults with ADHD don't act like rowdy children running around or shouting in class anymore, usually.
Mona said they said most, but not all, because obviously we're the examples of.
It's when we're in person, we turn into 14-year-olds in class.
In person? What do you mean? On this podcast, we are screaming at each other about invisible dickskin rings. What are you talking about?
I didn't start it. Kathy did.
Oh, blame Kathy.
Yeah, Kathy's the one. Imagine waking up and being like, guys, guess what? I got dickskin on my finger, but you can't see it.
Instagram account is like this. It's just a picture of her holding a drink, and it's just
tapping
invisible.
it to make it do the little sounds. Anyway,
it's just going squish, squish, squish. It's against something.
And she's like,
"What the hell is that?"
I don't know. the sound I imagine
It
of
sounded like hiss when he becomes a balloon in the Robin Hood cartoon.
That's not what it sounds like for you?
Happy
like a
Thanksgiving,
cartoon
everybody.
balloon?
Continue.
Okay. But it doesn't mean that symptoms of impulsivity just go away. They tend to look different.
Dumber in many cases.
Way dumber. It makes no one trust you. You become the least trustworthy. Anyway, a primary one being emotional liability, meaning intense and all over the place. For example, getting mad, really mad, for maybe 5 minutes. And then you realize how dumb it is and soon forget.
This is like our entire group chat with you, me, and Alyssa. This is like every 12 hours, some small slight. And then what?
What was it yesterday? Grandpa Joe? I was like, this is a fun fake fight. And then I was like, no, I'm actually angry. I'm crying.
Just so mad.
It's like, I'll weigh in. No, I made it personal.
Because I made it societal.
I took out my own issues with grandparents' role in childhood.
That's my favorite part is that an hour later, you guys are both like, I think I have problems with my grandparents. That's probably why I got so mad about it.
I was...
Skylar's going to use this clip. Skylar, feel free to take a clip from this podcast and just be like, these are the people that we're trying to fix. This is what they're like. I'm medicated.
So am I, highly medicated. Should I get more medicine? Do I need a higher dose? I can't even remember what I was talking about. Okay, Skylar, you're right. Because the other day I was so angry at my husband, right? I was like, I can't wait to just tell him this, and this. And literally 10 minutes later, I was like, hi, what's up? And he was like, are you not mad anymore? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And not because I'm being passive aggressive, but because I genuinely forgot why I was mad. Anyway, it's all in my head. I made it all up. It's for attention. Okay. Where are we?
We are real mad for 5 minutes and you realize how dumb it was. Soon you forgot you were mad at all.
Oh, okay. Soon you forget you're mad at all. RSD fits into this category, but neither are actually recognized symptoms of ADHD in the DSM. Oh. Wow.
Racist.
I almost said racist. Yeah, I almost said racist, but I was like, I don't think it's...
That's my fault because I just say that about Also, when I get mad for 5 minutes, my immediate reaction is everything is racist.
Dude, Sean has to be like, you have to stop saying that. Because not everyone is racist against me. And I'm like, I've decided they are. Okay. But there's a tiny more recognition about this overseas. Oh, cool. Okay. Think you're better than us? You are. Okay. You are, and I'm jealous. And I haven't been looking up immigration. Anyway, the other weird fun fact that they aren't sure why, but might be related to a fun, inattentive impulse wombo combo, is that people with ADHD have a much higher rate of intrusive thoughts.
Absolutely.
Compared to the average population. Usually, IT, intrusive thoughts, is associated with OCD and PTSD. Got all three. But this seems like it's, well, no, just 2 out of 3. But this seems like it's its own separate thing. My guess is it's ADHD brains bringing attention to quote-unquote garbage data due to its novelty.
Should we just change the name of the show to
Garbage Data?
Garbage Data?
Yeah. I love these listener mail episodes because we don't have to be professional.
No, everyone's insane like the rest, like us.
I always wondered why everyone was so weirded out by all my crazy thoughts about wire hangers or fish hooks getting into my eyes. And now I know why. Keep it Josie, Skylar. What is one thing? Here's something that I always picture. One of my biggest intrusive thoughts my whole life is whenever I'm using scissors, I think, what if I just cut my tongue off?
Your tongue specifically?
My tongue. And I mean every time I'm using scissors. It's almost like a habit at this point where I have to think the tongue thought and then I can go ahead and use the scissors. What, do you have anything like that that's kind of like specifically been in
No, are you talking about intrusive thoughts in terms of like something that you could do specific self-harm? Like if I
No,
were to
just
cut
anything.
myself?
Like,
I mean, I can barely fly. I can barely get on a plane unless I'm severely doped up.
yeah, same.
Every bump is like, oh, that's it. I'm dead now.
That's it. We're done.
Every
And
other
your
person
brain-
that's ever, yeah.
Your brain is like, you're right. I'm going to start prepping to die. And then everyone's like, someone's watching Wicked next to you. And you're
it's
like,
half
I'm going to die watching Wicked
I do
with
always
no
think
sound.
that. It goes back and forth. Some days it's better. Some days it's way worse.
Same. Sometimes I'll just be like, what would happen if that person's head just popped? Or stuff like that, where it's like, get hit by train or drive off road.
Yeah, I do wonder every time I go through an intersection, I'm like, so what if someone just T-bones me and I'm dead
T-bones.
right now?
Yeah. What would then I start thinking about what my body would do.
If you got hit in a T-bone or if you died specifically.
Just be crunched up. No, there's just a lot of that.
I think you definitely think more about that than I do. I don't think about the death part as much as I'll think about like, what would it be like if if someone's face just caught on fire right now for no reason in front of me?
Yeah.
How would I react?
I think that's death part.
But not to me. That's just like if somebody else is randomly caught fire.
I picture my own death almost every day, and against my will. I don't. I don't want it.
Bummer.
Or
Sorry
I
about
do
that.
the thing where I'm like, no, this is too much. Never mind.
Okay.
Your turn.
Moving on. Hello, Hannah, Kava, and Alyssa. Thank you so much for a podcast that I never knew I needed. I don't know who this is from, by the way, because you didn't.
Oh, it's from. Sorry, this is from Sean.
Sean.
Yeah, spelled the right way.
Oh, interesting.
My husband.
The podcast that I never knew I needed. Thanks, Sean, for finally listening to an episode of your wife's podcast and
it's
writing
super nice of you to finally do this.
It was a very long and strange road to get here. I got introduced to musical splaining through Lindsay Ellis, who I've been following for years now, but somehow never heard of the podcast until late 2024.
Weird.
Wow. Binged it all of last year and early this year after it had finished. I know I'm late to the party, and absolutely loved Kava's presentation style, even though half the time it seemed like he was about to die of anguish and torment.
Of musical splaining. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, Hannah, you were one of my favorite guests, by the way.
Thank you.
Once I finished that, I felt a deep longing in my soul for more stuff, and luckily saw that you guys were continuing, and I'm so glad. To see Kava not be on the verge of death is wonderful. And I got introduced to Hannah's really funny comics I wish I knew about earlier. Thank you. That's kind to say.
Yeah.
I'm glad that people enjoy me not wanting to die, at least on the air.
It's nice.
Although you, worse than anybody, still egg me on because you're like, it's funny when you're angry about everything and you want to like kill yourself. Unalive myself. Sorry.
I don't do that.
That's certainly not off the air.
Never.
This podcast somehow relates to me on such a uniquely niche level that I would have never expected. As a Bay Area born guy, who was moved / was exiled to Utah, but is constantly trying to find his way back to the Bay while navigating a complicated relationship with Mormonism and dealing with my severe addiction to Iranian food and Farsi music. Dear Lord. And yes, I am so trying. I'm like, has our podcast come alive?
Do we have a child? Did the podcast have a kid and its name is Sean?
Yeah, it's become seriously, it's become sentient. Did AI write this? Parentheses, and yes, I'm still trying to read the Shahnameh. I just keep getting distracted while I'm stuck in the tale of Sohrab, admittedly. I feel oddly seen by this podcast. I thought I would finally spend some time to contribute a tab, though, and one that I thought would be of interest to y'all. As you are both from / live in the Bay, and with it being Indigenous Peoples Day last week at the time of writing this, and Indigenous Peoples History Month in November, I thought I'd relate to you the tale of Alisal Rancheria. For anyone who grew up in Central California, do you remember they taught us about Native Californian tribes in school?
Yeah.
I don't remember that in school. But then again, I went to school in a different era than you did.
Yeah. Mine was like the mid-90s where it was like, we're going to kind of talk about other races in a way that still centers us. But,
a little bit.
But I remember
this is elementary school you're talking about?
Yeah. We got assigned a tribe to learn everything about, and we had to make a diorama of their living situations and boats and weapons. And
that's interesting. Don't forget, I went to elementary school on the East Coast, so I didn't get anything close to that.
They just wanted you to bring a name of one of your Mayflower ancestors.
What part of Europe is your family from? That's the assignment tomorrow. Yeah. I believe I mentioned that in that same, that was the same one, right? I talked about that in that panel as well. Go watch it.
You did.
From what I remember, when they taught us about the local Olhone people in fourth grade, Ohlone, you remember them? You know them?
Yeah, that was one of the tribes I learned about.
Ohlone. It was pretty brief and surface level, mostly consisting of they were hunters and gatherers, liked acorns a lot. Then the Spanish came and they all died. Now let's build a Spanish mission out of sugar cubes.
Did you ever do that?
No.
Oh, I built a Spanish mission out of sugar cubes. Absurd. Why?
I mean, that sounds fun, but
Yeah, but you look at it, you're like, those missions were anyway.
I mean, you're
Hindsight is
seeing in terms of what they
20/20.
represent, not the
Yeah,
fact that you're
where
built.
it's like, okay, kids, we're gonna build a bunch of colonizers' churches where they force baptized a bunch of Native Americans.
Yeah.
Out of sugar cubes. Famously, something that caused people to be bought and sold. Anyway, go on.
As time went by, I continued to learn more about history and eventually came back to local indigenous history. And oh boy, it's actually far more interesting. After the end of the Spanish mission revival system in the early 1800s, where many local people were practically enslaved, many natives left and formed communities near their old homelands. The Tri Valley in the East Bay, where I'm from, was site to one of the largest, Alisal. I wonder where they're from in the East Bay. A large number of indigenous families, primarily the local, what was it, Ohlone?
Ohlone, I think.
Ohlone and Bay Miwok tribes gathered here and did not just live here, but continued many of their traditional ways, possibly in the early 1900s at the latest. Again, apologies,
Cool.
I'm reading these all for the first time. I'm not as learned as I'd like to be because I went to elementary school on the East Coast and didn't even get a chance to make missions out of sugar cubes. Many people spoke the original languages, continued to practice the original dances and ceremonies, and there were even records of traditional roundhouse tupantak that existed here until at least 1897.
That's
The
cool.
community was also led by chiefs, both men and women, essentially had the traditional political structure that existed in pre-mission times, from what I've read at least. Due to racism, it was largely separate from the white communities. Thus, the community more or less existed undisturbed by local settlers. Also, weird connection. The community was originally settled on rancho land owned by the Mexican Californio Bernal family until in the 1880s when they sold it to Phoebe Apperson Hearst, mother of the longtime nemesis of this podcast, William Randolph Hearst, your favorite. Why do you love him so much? Yeah. Luckily,
throwing that at me.
Hannah
Okay.
Hillam, huge Hearst apologist. Luckily, Phoebe is less problematic, ? Actually can't verify this entirely, but she seems mostly fine for a late 1800s white woman, even founded a cool museum up in Berkeley, and continued to, quote unquote, allow the natives to, quote unquote, stay on her land. Wow, such an empath. Sadly, Alisal did not last. Many of the residents began moving to other parts of the Bay Area in search of work. And the fact that they could never buy the land where Alisal was located for themselves didn't help. Plus, the U.S. government completely fumbled at giving the tribe federal recognition. From what I've heard, the agent responsible for acquiring land for the tribe and like 20 or more other California Native groups, more or less, decided it was too hard and declared these tribes functionally extinct. And all this without ever having left Washington, D.C.
No.
A fire that destroyed the remaining buildings in 1916 was the end for the community of Alisal, sadly, but don't misunderstand. The Ohlone people who live there are not gone. A resident of the community, Jose Guzman, continued to live in the area, Pleasanton, I think, and became a major resource of the Ohlone Chocneo language for anthropologists and linguists, as he was the last native speaker. He passed away in the 1930s, meaning the language was spoken for at least a century after the missions closed down.
Wow.
I think that's just cool. He also became a major resource for the language for modern Ohlone people who are working to revitalize it in the modern day. On top of this, many of the descendants of Alisal still live in the Bay Area and continue to participate in activism, community outreach, and cultural sharing, trying to disprove the sadly common attitude that the indigenous people of the Bay Area, quote unquote, went extinct. One of their big mottos is, "We're still here," which I think is just awesome. Bummer that the Bay Area has now become associated with unaffordable housing and fascist tech bros when we could have had a lot more visible native representation had someone in the government actually done their job.
No. Why would they ever do that?
Why would they? If you want to drive by the old site of Alisal, just drive north towards Pleasanton on Highway 680. The highway cuts through the old village site at the Castlewood Country Club, founded by Phoebe Apperson Hearst. You can still see the area marked as Verona on Google Maps. Anyway, I thought this would be a cool idea, especially since so many people don't think California indigenous history is interesting or learned it briefly in elementary school and never revisit it. I hope everything is good in California, especially the weather. I very much do miss it. Thanks. And Chodafis. Sean. Thanks you, Sean.
That was cool. I had no idea that. I mean, I drive through that all the time, sometimes.
That used to be my old haunts, driving up the 680.
Yeah?
It's the East Bay.
If you could be any freeway in California, like what freeway is you? You know what I mean? Like your personality. Like if you took a personality test, which freeway would you be?
It's a good one. I mean, my first instinct is to say the 24 because that's the one that I grew up closest to. Also, the Caldecott Tunnel is a mess, and then there's a merge, and then those things pop up, and everyone crashes and gets very confused, and you're not sure what time of day you're supposed to go. But then you can also go the crazy way through Canyon because you want to avoid it. The 24 is probably the closest one, and it's also a short freeway. It's only like serves a couple of areas.
Well,
I don't know, or I think either that or the MacArthur Maze, just all the freeways at once matching.
Just a big jumble of freeways that falls over and catches on fire sometimes. I think I would, you know what? I think I'd be an expressway.
Oh, interesting.
I don't think I'd be a
Lawrence
freeway.
Expressway? What are you going to do?
Absolutely not. Central Expressway. I think I'd be Central Expressway. Because I like that it goes north to south, and I like that you can take it all the way to the airport.
Is that your favorite freeway?
That's my favorite
expressway.
Yeah. It's also the one I grew up on. So
yeah, I think we're highly biased by like the ones that we live close to.
I love Central Expressway.
Michael, I love Central Expressway, Michael.
This one is from Felix from Austria.
Austria. Well, good day, mate. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie. Let's not.
Dear Hannah and Kaveh, I love the podcast. Keep the unhingedness coming.
Yeah.
A highlight of my week every week. I came across my tab on a stroll through one of Vienna's districts, the 20th district, should one of the other tens of listeners happen to listen in from Austria. On my walk, I came across an unusual and mildly concerning coat of arms, pictured below, featuring a central bright red tongue, surrounded by a golden halo with 5 golden stars.
Weird.
It's a tongue, yeah, so it's like...
It's like you after you grab a pair of scissors. It's the coat of Hannah.
No!
Jesus Hillum Christ.
No!
This is the coat of Jesus Hillum Christ.
That's the tongue. I didn't even make that connection. That's the tongue after I finally do it.
It becomes its own coat. It's perfect. Jesus Hillum Christ's coat. That's what we need to do. Put the words Jesus Hillum Christ on it. Put it onto a shield.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or
I'll go
banner.
to battle in it. I'll carry it into battle. Tongueless. Okay. As it turns out, the coat of arms is that of the neighborhood I was in, called Zweichenbrücken. He spelled it out for me.
With the breath before it. Zweichenbrücken.
Zweichenbrücken. This literally translates to between the bridges, and the coat of arms references St. John of Nepomuk, aka John Nepo baby. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nepo man, Nepomucin.
Nepomuk. We're gonna say Nepomuk. We're gonna say St. John of Nepo baby. Okay.
Nepo
After
baby,
studying. After studying in Italy, John was appointed by the Archbishop as Vicar General of St. Giles Cathedral in Prague in 1393. Sadly, our boy John's career ended up somewhat short-lived. John was under the supervision of Pope Boniface the ninth?
Do you not know how to read numbers?
I do. My brain
it's 9.
shorted out for a second because I was like,
Boniface 9.
Boniface 9 in Rome. The King of Bohemia, Wenceslas IV, however, was a supporter of the so-called Avignon papacy of Clement the 6th, 7th, 5th, 7th. Wow, I'm an idiot.
I'm already lost, by the way. What is happening? There's just 4 characters I've lost, confused,
doesn't matter.
and everything.
You only need to know John and John of Nepo Baby. Long story short,
got it.
John and Archbishop don't like the king, and the king's like, hey, I want this pope. And they're like, I want this pope. And he's like, I'm going to kill you instead. So the king throws John from the Charles Bridge into the river, into the river Vitava, a standard method of execution for criminal clergy. Oh. Man. Imagine. Okay, John's body was found.
You got beef with some criminal clergy there? Jesus Hillum Christ?
Maybe they shouldn't be charging to see relics of Jesus' foreskin. Heck, how about that? How about we democratize the foreskin industry?
Because you know someone's going to eat it. Someone's going to bite into it.
How do you know I haven't? Okay. John's body was found 3 days later and taken to a nearby church. What's that got to do with the red tongue on the coat of arms, I hear you ask? As time went on, legends surrounding his killing grew. His martyrdom was significant. Sorry, this part is, I don't want you to tune out, so I'm just going to say legends grew around it. And his tale was kind of like beefed up a little bit, claiming that the jealous king feared that his wife was unfaithful and that John was able to hear her confession but not tell the king. Does that make sense?
Yes.
When he refused, to name the lover, the king ordered him drowned. During his execution, it was claimed, a cluster of 5 stars appeared above the spot where he drowned, and the river dried up after the execution.
The best Yelp review ever.
5
stars on Yelp.
5 stars. 5 stars, got my tongue cut off, and the king's wife. I didn't betray the king's wife.
Perfect.
So this is just the story that came from it. They don't actually know this, obviously. 5 stars getting killed from a bridge. Okay, the cult of St. John of Nepo Baby grew and spread among Catholic countries. Then they opened his tomb in 1719. Much to everyone's surprise, seemingly John's tongue had survived in the tomb, shriveled but intact 300 plus years after his passing. Hang on, this is a second, what's it called? Relic story.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Clearly, this was a sign of his saintliness. Anthropological research on relics, another 250 years later, in 1973, sadly debunked the myth of the miraculously preserved tongue.
Bummer.
Instead, it turned out to be a discolored chunk of brain matter. I just want to know whose brain ended up in the tongue relic.
He's
womp,
a sapiosexual. Womp. He's just like, I'm really into intelligence, and then just going to town on brains. But that'd be an interesting zombie.
Just saying
sapiosexual zombies. Brains.
Ooh. Again, here you go again. What do you do? Why do you do this to yourself?
I don't know. Is it a good idea? Should we make this into a movie? It's a good idea.
I like it.
Okay, cool.
Here's the thing. I think I would have executed John just by hearing him say the word sapiosexual. I would have 5-star threw him right into that lake or whatever it is, river. To this day, St. John of Nepo Baby is considered a protector against water-related dangers. Ironic.
Oh.
And is the patron saint of confessors, the wrongly accused, and bridge builders, the ones he was tossed from. Presumably, his association with bridge builders is the root of his association with the district between the bridges, and why his tongue is included on a coat of arms. Hope you found this obscure local trivia at least somewhat entertaining. Greetings from Austria, where I am keeping it Josie, and can only dream of ever visiting the Gwen Stefani tribute toilet. Felix.
Update on the Gwen Stefani tribute toilet. I think it's going to be gone.
No, what?
I want to say.
What's happening to it?
No, I mean, I think the cafe, Fangirl Cafe, last I checked, might have had to close.
No.
I think it's actually, no, it's still there. It's still there for now, but I knew that there was something about it that was like, we need a fundraiser to save Fangirl Cafe. Oh, yeah, it was last month.
We need a fundraiser to save the Gwen Stefani tribute toilet, I think
if they had put that up, then they might have had more. I wonder if there's pictures of the Gwen Stefani tribute toilet in the gallery.
If there's not, then they're sitting on a gold mine like the relics.
I agree. This is a thing that they could have been. I mean, I took the pictures of it. I could just post them.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Did I send you Gwen Stefani tribute toilet pictures?
Yeah, and it changed my life. I was like obsessed with that photo for like an entire day. I was like, no way. And then we shortened it to GSTT.
GSTT. No, I don't. Obviously, I don't.
Again, I'm worried about us.
I'm not. I'm not worried about anything. What is it now? It's October? No, it's November. It's Thanksgiving.
We are halfway through November. For our last listener mail, we are going to have a voice memo from Maggie.
All right. Magaggie. I don't remember what Simpsons episode that was, but I do remember Homer saying Magaggie for some reason.
Magaggie. Okay.
Let's see. You ready?
Yep.
Dear Kava and Hannah, every once in a while, I check back in on a true crime tab from 2018. New York Times' Dorothy's ruby slippers were stolen 13 years ago. Now, I hadn't thought about this tab for ages until I watched Wicked Part 1 in theater 3 times in a row. And yes, I'm hoping that at least that sentence made Kava squirm.
It did.
Anyway, I went digging to see if there was an update on the investigation about the slippers and was delighted to see an article from Smithsonian Magazine from earlier this year. So here's the story. A pair of Dorothy's iconic ruby slippers from 1939's The Wizard of Oz were stolen in 2005 from the Judy Garland Museum in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. That's Judy Garland's hometown. A man broke into the museum and made off with the then $1 million shoes, leaving behind only shattered plexiglass and a singular red sequin. Then, in 2017, a mysterious someone contacted the slippers insurance company, offering information about their location for a price. The FBI performed a sting operation to recover the slippers from the extortionists, and they were able to be located in 2018. Terry Martin was charged with theft of a major artwork. He is now 77 and in hospice, so he's serving out, quote, 1 year of supervised release, unquote. The last update I have also has Martin's accomplice, Jerry Slitterman, maybe? Jerry Slitterman, out on bail, but facing similar charges, along with witness tampering for allegedly threatening to distribute sex tapes of the witnesses to keep them from providing information to the FBI. Yeesh. The real question is, why take the shoes, right? Well, Martin and Slitterman were under the impression that the slippers were made of actual rubies. They had no idea that the shoes were just sequin. And then they didn't know what to do with the shoes after they'd gotten them, and so they hung on to them. Little did they know that the shoes are now worth like $3.5 million. But, you know, I suppose they were brainless, heartless, and cowardly. Farewell for now, Maggie from Juneau, Alaska.
Goodness.
Oh, wow.
Idiots.
Stupid. That's
dumb.
Why would they be made of real rubies?
Well, I don't. Who knows? Who knows? Listen, most things in films are fake. Even the food is fake.
Yeah. Yeah.
The food is like some prop. It's like made out of like sawdust. You're not even really seeing a turkey.
Like you're just eating sawdust in front of a camera.
Yeah. Your soup is probably like motor oil or something, but it's like spray painted purple or.
But you can eat
or
the
to
glass.
Look like beet. Yeah, you can eat the glass for sure.
Yeah.
Don't trust movie props. They're not real. None of them are.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Maggie. That was good, and thank you everybody for
thank you everybody for writing in.
Yeah, should we close out the same?
Yeah. What do you want to do to close out these listener emails?
What do you want to close them with?
What kind of sound effect? I would say we should release the episode and then ask them to weigh in on what sound we should put, but
or we could go and see the graph Alyssa made and just pick the most popular one, which I'm pretty sure is a gunshot. So.
Oh, it should be a turkey getting slaughtered.
Oh, a dead turkey, dude.
And then water or blood spraying everywhere. Sorry.
What a gift for Alyssa to have to figure that out.
Happy Thanksgiving, Alyssa!
Happy Thanksgiving! Yeah, let's count down. You want to count down?
3, 2, 1.
Cut that head off.
Chop.
Is that how they do it?
Chopping off a turkey's head like we're chopping off Hannah's tongue with scissors.
Look, next Thanksgiving, it's gonna be tongue is on the menu. All right.
Jeez, it looks like tongue's back on the menu, boys. Jesus, Hellum Christ. No. Thank you to everybody who wrote in. Thank you to everybody who continues to write in and make this show a communal one as much as it is one of Hannah and I being insane together. We really appreciate hearing all your insane stories, all your fun facts, all your tidbits, even the long ones, which I'm very happy that we have a forum to be able to share those with the rest of the listeners as well. Thank you, Hannah, for collecting all those and getting these shows produced. It's a huge relief that you're able to take care of them and do it. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Thank you to all of our Patreon subscribers. Thank you to all of our listeners. You know, it's Thanksgiving, so let's throw out a little gratitude and say thanks to everybody for making this show what it is. Mid at best with tens of listeners, but it's our mid show with tens of listeners.
With
and
our
without you
tens
guys,
of listeners.
Yeah, without you guys, it's nothing.
I'm incredibly grateful for you guys, for the listeners. I'm glad we have someone that wants to hear this.
Yes.
And
well, I would have said we are incredibly grateful, but thanks for making it about yourself, Hannah, instead of, I guess I have to also say that I'm grateful because now by putting the doubt in everyone's head, it's not implied.
Let's do this. Okay. We're incredibly grateful. We're grateful for this. Okay. I'll speak for you. How about that? Do you like when I speak for you?
I do.
Ugh. I'm coming. I love Jesus' foreskin.
Oh my God. It sounded just like my own voice in my own head.
But if it feels like you're hanging out with friends right now, bring some more friends in to this hangout.
On this Thanksgiving, tell your racist uncle that he would love this podcast.
No. Tell your non-racist but conspiracy theory heavy uncle to what?
No,
listen.
we're going to convert the racist uncle
Are
to
we?
being unracist. That's the whole
worked
point.
every time before.
Exactly. That's my point.
Just tell them not to be racist.
Or
But yeah,
if
share
he'll
this.
hate listen to it, maybe he'll just be like, "Oh, he's liberal cucks," blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
And
then he'll
get
fall
mad
in
at it.
love. He'll fall in
Yeah.
love with both of us, and they'll love us
I agree.
doctor. That's good for publicity. So, but no, share this with your family and people you were sharing crazy facts with, and be like, "Oh, I heard it from this crazy podcast with these people. Here's the link."
Yeah, send your
the
links.
best
Help us grow.
way to grow is to share. And thank you for everything, you guys.
Yeah, thanks for everybody. Thank you to Alyssa as always.
Alyssa.
Amazing. And I guess that about wraps it up.
I will see everybody at the Gwen Stefani tribute toilet, where there will be a giant mammoth pumpkin pie shit waiting for all of us. I don't like that I said that.
I can't say it better myself. I'm going to go ahead and piggyback off that. What she said. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Get home safe.
Bye, everybody.
See you guys
What he
next
said.
month. Bye.
Bye. Don't be.